Hello again, everyone, and welcome to round 2 of the Midwest F2 season, and it's being held at the racetrack in the desert, the Bahrain International Circuit. It happens to be my favorite track on the schedule, and I couldn't be more excited. Now, this 5.4-kilometer circuit and its 15 corners are no stranger to hosting memorable and exciting races with its 3 DRS zones and endless opportunity for close racing. Now, the drivers will have to keep aware of track limits, tire wear, and of course their fellow competitors if they want any chance of success here tonight. One-shot quali like usual. We are going to go along with Jacko if we can. And I'm along with Dusty. Where is Jacko at this fine point? Well, let's go along with Shariah. If it works out, across the line he goes. We are going to be starting on the medium, so I'm assuming we're going to go medium hard for this. Down into turn 1. Got to hit the brakes a little bit early. Watch for the slide going through the corner, up through 2, and then through 3. Got to be careful on the curb not to get the wheel spin for you there as well. Having a good lap so far up into turn number 4. Pretty easy corner, but you will slide out a little bit further. Try not to cross the line. Pull the Max Verstappen with the track limits there. Into 5, 6, and 7. This is a tight braking zone here. A lot of overtaking potential if you can make it right. I want to say, Shariah is on a pretty decent lap so far. 9 and 10, you really got to start the braking almost at turn 9 here. The braking with these F2 cars going into this turn 10, absolutely ridiculously tough. Doesn't quite get it right most of the time, and then the slipping and sliding about doesn't help either. Turn 11 here, pretty straightforward. Up the hill and into turn 12, really got to be careful of the curve here, just like with the F1 cars. It looks like Shariah is doing a pretty good job of holding the throttle steady. I believe this is 13 now. Down the straight you go. Got to really hit the apex of this corner correctly to get a good line through 14 and 15. Cuts a lot of time off your lap if you do, and I tell you what, Shariah has hit that properly nice there, he has. Across the line he goes, and I believe going to be P8 for Shariah, but Dusty Lusky on pole by a whole 0.2 of a second. But Jacko in third. That was a great little qualifying session there, and Valentine ended up being disqualified from the session. Well, as it turns out, Dusty Lusky on pole, knocking off our current points leader, Janet, to win it in second. Majacko in third. Katie 35 in fourth. Look for him to bounce back this week. Super fifth. Kate Thomas in sixth. Nikki 64 seventh. Eighth Shariah. 930 Boy Jackson. 10th Jacer. 11th is Joko. 12th is Unholy Red Eye. 13th Jcast. 14th Money Matt. 15th Spaceman. 16th Mr. Hottie. 17th Furch. And then rounding out the field, P18 is Valentine in the Prima. Detail, can we perhaps go to the tire? So it looks like Janet's on the hards, Nikki 64 also on the hards. Interesting choice. You don't often see Mr. Hottie and Spaceman have been disqualified. You don't usually see drivers go onto alternate tire strategies here in F2. Usually it's you start on the one compound if you can. However, that doesn't seem to be the case. So that means then that Janet really is going to be a sitting duck off the line here. He's got Majacko going to be lined up to his left. Katie in behind as well. Nikki 64. He's got Kate Thomas and Shariah right next to him. This is going to be a really tough launch for Nikki. He has to get it absolutely correct, or else it's going to spell a lot of trouble. Well, here we go. The lights are turning on here in Bahrain for the Bahrain Grand Prix here with MidWest F2. It's lights out and away we go. Dusty got a great launch. Somebody back there did not get a very good launch at all. The field completely having to spread around them. I'd have to look again and see who that was, but down into turn 1, Dusty Lusky does get better off on Janet there. Majacko trying to battle against Katie 35. Jacko seems to have gone a bit wide. Maybe a little bit of wheel spin coming out of turn 3. Somebody's gone off back there. Another one. Multiple cars have gone off on the beginning of this lap. Furchinator's gone off for sure. Virtual safety card, 1 DNF, that is Furch. J-Cast and Shelly the Turtle also going off back there as well. Looks like the damage has been less for them. I just wonder what's happened. Yeah, he's missing quite a bit of his front wing there, both of them actually. That's not going to play well with him at all, because if you make your stop this early in the race, you're still going to have to make another one. That is just the rules on what F2 goes by. A very stupid rule in my opinion, but that's just what it is. So the field under virtual safety car then. I'm just wondering who was it that got that poor start off the line. I'm assuming it was Super Ninas back there, because he was a far way up the grid and then suddenly didn't get a very good launch. You saw drivers multiple spreading about, trying to evade him, trying to get around him, and many of them did. But Dusty has done a good job. That is going to help people for the tires, maybe get a little bit more mileage at him. Dusty obviously setting the fastest lap here, and I tell you what, he is starting to really pull away from Jinnit here. Jacko hasn't really been able to go up that much. Oh, Kate Thomas, goodness gracious. He missed the braking just slightly, almost absolutely killed the back of KD35. Dirty Boy Jackson was able to slide his way into the DMs on that one and take the position, and now he is looking to chase down KD35 as well. But Jacko, I think Jinnit maybe may have made a slight mistake there, as Jacko started to make up some good ground. Jinnit sliding about, you can really see. Dusty Lusky on at a race of his own at the moment. However, DRS has not been open just yet, so we'll have to wait for that. Kate Thomas, I think he's done a good job to regroup so far after the almost collision. Oh my god, as soon as I said that, he's almost killed the back of Dirty Boy Jackson. That means Jacer is going to sweep in there. I tell you what, and that's the important thing with F2, you really, and F1 in any division you're in, really, you have to keep yourself to a very, you have to keep a short memory here, because Kate Thomas has almost made two critical mistakes in a row. Unholy Red Eye and Super side by side up through turn number 12. That was a nice little battle there. It's not over just yet. Unholy Red Eye, I think, fallen off the back just slightly. As we look up the field, the top four really in close quarters. KD35 almost into the back of El Majaco. I'm not sure what's happening. Oh, Jinnit's gotten a lot of oversteer, it seems, and he's lost two positions just like that. We do have a yellow flag somewhere. Someone has gone in. Is that Kate Thomas? Yeah, it is. I think he's just spun the car around on exit of turn 15. Thankfully, he's not hit anything, as DRS comes enabled. What a conundrum on the opening two laps here. Down to the inside goes Red Eye. A little bit of contact there with Super. The drivers really trying to give each other the most room that they can, and I think at the moment Red Eye does have the advantage. Up the field we're going to go as Jinnit looking to the back of Dirty Boy Jackson here. Dirty Boy Jackson started decently back further in the field. He's gotten up to P4, really been able to capitalize off the mistakes of other drivers. That is a really key thing to do here. He's gone a little bit wide on exit of turn 14. Is this going to be the chance for KD to sweep in there? Is Jinnit going to get the DRS in the back of this as well? Doesn't quite seem like it is. Majaco really is a sitting duck here. Here comes Dirty Boy Jackson. Is he going to look to the inside? He might have a chance. KD35, he's going to switch down to the inside. Maybe wanted to have a look at Jacko. Doesn't quite make it happen, though. I think Dirty Boy Jackson, saved the car there. And he does. Tell you what, that got really close really quick. KD35. Can he potentially find the inside on Majaco? He wants it. Jacko realizes that gives him the room on the inside. Doesn't quite make the overtake happen. Again, great battling here from the F2 drivers. Never a dull moment in these F2 races. That I've come to learn. Down to the inside. Is KD35 going to make it happen? Oh, I think he's alongside of Jacko there just momentarily. Didn't quite get the room to make it happen. And KD35 with a 3-second time penalty. That partially killed him last week in Brazil. Oh, and that's been a lot of contact there. Dirty Boy Jackson, I think, really got into KD35 there. Still, I'm assuming a couple laps until the pit window. So Dirty Boy Jackson and KD both pitting. Dirty Boy Jackson picks up 5 seconds for speeding into the pit lane. However, mandatory stops are not counted under virtual safety car. What are these guys doing? That is not good. They've done the full, all they needed to do to make the stop. However, Bunny Matt's gotten a lot of oversteer there. However, mandatory stops are not counted under the virtual safety car. They're going to have to come in again, both KD35 and Dirty Boy Jackson. Unbelievable turn of bad luck there for them. That's, man, and they're going to realize that really soon. Money Matt with the DRS. Can he potentially make the move on Valentine? Down to the inside he goes. And I think maybe he could have made it, but Money Matt kind of doing the right thing. When in doubt, just back out of it. Oh, and he picks up a 3-second time penalty for his, that's unfortunate. Supernin has contact to the back of Shariah Coleslaw. That got really close there. I tell you what, sometimes you just kind of make these bumps by accident. No malintent on either, any driver, really. Down to the inside, however, does go Super. Is he going to make the move happen? The answer is no. Shariah slides out way into the corner, and Super is going to make the move happen, potentially. It's side-by-side into turns 9 and 10. Not really the place you want to go side-by-side. Thankfully, somehow, the move was made cleanly there, or not. Still side-by-side now. Super finally getting around Shariah, and now Nikki64 has the DRS on Super. Super's got to be careful not to be weaving down the straight then. Janet's got the DRS, and Janet finally taking away the fastest lap down to the inside. Now I'm assuming the hards are starting to find precedence over the mediums, as that was a great move there. Super and Shariah Coleslaw both coming in and making their stop. Jacko is going to be able to strike back here. He is going to have DRS. Janet's got a much better exit of turn 3, though, and I think he's going to leave Jacko for dead just then. Valentine now working on Money Matt. Money Matt's gone way to the inside. Side by side now through turn 4. Great racing this is between these two F2 veterans. And Valentine's got the better of him for now. It's not going to matter anyways. Money Matt's gotten a 3-second penalty. However, Matt, knowing him, is going to fight for this position as much as he can. I tell you what, Matt looks like he is using. Oh no, Mr. Hottie's gone off! Oh, and he was so excited about making his F2 debut as well. Yeah, he has really gone off there. What could have happened? I'm actually struggling to understand how he's missed the corner that poorly. Dusty went in, got the hards. He's come out to P5, actually. Not bad at all from the lad. Bit slidey over the curbs there. He's going to have KD35 in behind. Down to the inside goes KD. Oh, is he going to be able to make the move happen as we're off the halfway point now? And he does. Great move so far. It's not over yet, though. Still going to be potentially side-by-side here through the downhill section. And I think Dusty does eventually back off of it, however. Money Matt and Joko still battling it out here. I tell you what, Joko did actually get around Money Matt. Wondering, that must have happened on the DRS straight, the pit straight. Not quite sure, but whatever the case may be, it must have been a good move. As Dusty's still trying to find his way up to KD35 now on old hard tires. Jinnit sets the fastest lap, a 1:41 something. With old hards. He started the race on those tires, didn't he? 9-lap old hards. And he's absolutely put it to bed, hasn't he? See what he can do with the DRS. Here comes Money Matt. Despite having the penalty, he's not going to be giving it up. That part's for sure. He's going to look to the inside on Joko. And he's going to get him before the braking zone even begins. Well done move there from Matt. Oh, hang on a minute. It's not well done. Contact with the inside wheel on Joko. Somehow he didn't make that move happen. That just surprises me. Money Matt, remember, is sitting on 6 seconds of time penalty. However, he's putting in a good effort to get around the Virtusi, as it looks like Dusty's getting around KD35 here. Great move, it seemed, from Dusty. KD's going to try to switch back to the right side. KD, despite having the time penalty, is still hanging along with him side by side into turns 9 and 10. Great battle this is. Who's going to come out on top? And it looks like KD is going to get the DRS as they go down the straight. Wow. It looks like Jinnit comes in now. Oh. Well, drop my controller. Jinnit coming in now. What does this mean? As Dirty Boy Jackson rounding turns 14 and 15 now, Nikki coming in as well. Is Dirty Boy Jackson going to be able to overtake anybody? Somebody's gone off towards the back. Money Matt and Joko have collided. No, and the battle that was taking place for so many laps finally spills over. And Dirty Boy Jackson, he's going to get around Jinnit. As they head into turn 1, Jinnit gets out. He's on the medium tires now. That one's not going to be an easy battle. Nicky64, he drops down to 6th, 7th now. Oh, and you have to feel for Joko and Money Matt. I don't know what happens. But, Money Matt, 5-second penalty, speeding into the pit lane, and he has retired from the session. So unfortunate. And I struggle to understand what's happened between the two of them, and I have to find a clip of that. Well, with the laps winding down here, Jinnit to win it still looking to get onto Dirty Boy Jackson here. I'll tell you what, Dirty Boy Jackson's going to bring home a great points haul here for the art team. The art team desperately needed them as well. Jinnit's going to go down to the inside, and I believe he is going to make this move stick. Jinnit to win it on pace at the moment to be going back-to-back here in the F2 division. Cake Thomas getting around Spaceman there. Oh, something has happened with Spaceman, perhaps. He's missing half the wing on the left side. Not quite sure, as Dirty Boy Jackson still trying to fight Jinnit here. Gets a little bit of wheel spin coming out of the corner. So it looks like a battle going on towards the back. J-Cast and Cake Thomas side by side here. Spaceman creeping in on it as well. Everybody in the multiple points scoring positions now at least. Side by side still. Up the field we go. Who is that up there? Shariah Coleslaw, Unholy Red Eye, and Nicky64 all battling for the 7th position, although Unholy Red Eye does have a penalty for 3 seconds, so it's a track limits penalty. A lot of wheel spin on exit of the corner. Side by side here, Cake Thomas and J-Cast still battling it out, doing everything they can to get the better of the other. Absolutely great battle here, and I tell you what, they're both sitting on. Oh, so J-Cast is sitting on 8 seconds, Cake's sitting on 3. Let's see here, looks like Unholy Red Eye still working to the back of Shariah here. It looks like, oh, what's happening? Oh, God! Joko's got a puncture! Yay! He's got the one puncture I've ever seen in F2. What? How has he done that? I'm not sure what piece of debris he's ran over, or how much, Jeez, I mean, how old are the tires? They're 10-lap olds. Yeah, that'll do it to you. You can see the graining on the right front. 10 laps, probably the most that those tires can go on, because it doesn't look like he's got any damage otherwise. Yeah. As Jinnit to win it begins the final lap of the Grand Prix. Oh no, and Dirty Boy Jackson! He's been disqualified! And KD as well. I completely forgot about this element to the Grand Prix. That's right, both of these drivers had pit under the virtual safety... Oh my God. Both of these drivers had pit under the virtual safety car, which by rule in F2, that doesn't count towards the pit stops. As Jinnit to win it comes down the pit straight now. Definitely drama, definitely controversy, but he will take the win here in Bahrain. Dusty Lusky rounding the final corner. And he's done pretty much everything right. He's finished P2 after starting on pole. What a great display from Dusty, bringing home second. El Majacco in third. Jacer gonna bring home fourth with a good result for him. Yikes, and just so unfortunate for Dirty Boy Jackson and KD35. I knew it was gonna happen. I politely forgot about it until the final couple laps. But it's Jinnit to win it, going back to back. However, going next week into the reverse point race at Great Britain, he's going to have all the work to do starting from P20 on the grid. That's going to be fun. And so, the final results here in Sakir. Jinnit to win it comes home in first, Dusty Lusky second, El Majako third, Jacer comes home fourth after starting 10th on the grid, fifth, Nikki 64 in the MP, sixth, Shariah, seventh, Valentine after starting 18th, dead last. 8th is Unholy Red Eye, 9th, Cake Thomas, 11th is Spaceman, 10th is Spaceman 11th, J-Cast, 12th is Joko, and that rounds out the classified drivers here in Bahrain, the rest of the grid being Money Matt Super, Mr. Hottie, Shelly the Turtle, Furch, and then Dirty Boy Jackson and KD35 unable to make the required stop without it being under virtual safety car, and they are disqualified. Very unfortunate for them. However, they will get most likely a better chance next week when we head to Great Britain for the reverse points grid Grand Prix. P20 in point starts first on pole. It's going to be a fun one. Glad you could join us tonight, and we hope to see you again next week.